Hi guys, and welcome back to a brand new episode of Ringside Recap. I am your host, Ninja the Ninja, and let's get started with Friday Night Smackdown. So y'all, welcome back to the show, and this week for Friday Night Smackdown, I don't know, I feel like I'm not gonna be too excited for this week's Smackdown, because I know that we're gonna have another Jacob segment, and then Paige and Brie Bella are going to defend their championship tonight as well. And I don't know, I feel like this Friday night is just not gonna be really interesting. We'll also get another Cody segment once again, and I'm just really kind of curious to see how they're going to play this out for Backlash, because I know everybody's more excited for SummerSlam, and people are even still talking about the recent releases a couple weeks ago with Kari and Aleister Black, and people don't really seem too happy right now with WWE and the TKO company. I literally heard a rumor that they said TKO doesn't like dark character ideas, like, you know how Aleister and Wyatt Six are. But they still don't explain some of the other people that they released. Like Kari wasn't even a dark character. So, I don't know. But after all that, let's get started with the show. So y'all, the show opens up with Cody Rhodes basically telling everybody that he is medically cleared to wrestle after weeks of everyone and people just spreading rumors thinking that he wasn't medically cleared, and I was one of them, not thinking that he was. Now he is, but if you want to be honest, of course you're medically cleared because for the past 2-3 weeks you have not done anything. You have not wrestled. All you did is came out and just talk to the fans like you normally do. So of course you're going to get medically cleared within the 3 weeks or 4 weeks after WrestleMania. Of course. So then we have a brand new debut of NXT former champion Ricky Saints, and he comes out and basically tells Cody that this isn't the first time that they've seen each other, and he knew what happened the last time they've seen each other. Just a lot of back and forth, and basically it just ends up with Cody Rhodes and Ricky Saints gonna have a match later on in the show, and basically Ricky tells Cody that he is the new person in town and he's gonna make an example. And Cody Rhodes said the same thing he said last time, that he's easy to find and hard to beat. So I'm excited. I think that match is gonna be pretty nice. So the next segment of the night, we had Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss trying to talk to Kathy about Fatal Influence, and Kathy basically asked them about the numbers game for Fatal Influence, and before even Charlotte can even say a word, Rhea comes out and basically offers her help for them too, and Charlotte is like, no, we got it. It's just 2 of us and 3 of them, we can handle it. And Alexa was like, no, I think we should take Rhea's help. And Charlotte is like, no. So, that leads up to the match between Charlotte and JC Jade. And the match between JC Jade and Charlotte was a decent match. It was a good match. Another great opportunity to show off JC Jade and the group Fatal Influence, and it all came to success because JC Jade beat Charlotte Flair But of course, due to the distractions from the rest of the girls in the group that caused the distraction for Charlotte to lose. And then at the end, you have Fatal Influence jumping Charlotte and Alexa, and Rhea Ripley comes and helps them out to even out the odds. And that was the end for that match. So I am pretty sure this is going to go on to Backlash as a 3-woman tag team or 6-woman tag team match, something like that. It's gonna be like that, and depending on the situation, then I can see Fatal Influence going for the women tag team championships after that's going on. And that was that match. So then we cut off to Brie Bella and Paige looking on, and Byron Saxton asked them for their opinions. And it's a typical, they look good, we're excited to go against them if we have to, and we're going to end up becoming the winners. And then Braxton goes on and asks them about their title match against Nia Jax and Lash Legend later on. And they're like, they're big, powerful women, but I know we're confident and we're going to win. And that was the end for that. Really nothing too out the way. And then we get a quick little segment with Damian Priest and R-Truth. And basically, I'm going to just gloss over this. Damian Priest gave a opportunity to Fraxium for the men's tag team championships, and R-Truth somehow is now mad at Damian because he gave them a title shot, and normally it's the other way around, that Truth gives people title matches. So later on in the show we're gonna see that too. So y'all, we get a quick little The Miz and Kit Wilson segment. They tried to prank Danhausen by booby trapping a briefcase full of, I guess, powder, and it was supposed to, blind Danhausen, but of course it's Danhausen, and it didn't work, and he took the briefcase with the money, and Kit and Miz is like, what's happening? What happened to the briefcase? Why it didn't go off? And then it went off on Kit and Miz, and that was that for that segment. So then we come back to the match with Damian Priest and R-Truth versus Fraxium. And this match was a pretty good match. Typical tag team match. Really nothing to look forward to. It was for the men's tag team championship. And Damian Priest and Truth won their match as expected. So they are still the men's tag team champions. But we get a surprise attack from Tala Tunga and Solo Sokoa from MFT. And they attacked R-Truth and Damian and Fraxium. And basically just clean house. So people who did not know, Tyler was not there last week. But now he's back this week and he cleaned up house. So I guess now MFT is now going to go back to Damian and R-Truth since the Y6 are gone. So yeah. So we're going to see probably MFT versus the champions later. So y'all, we get a quick little segment from Solo Sokoa and Tyler Tunga, and Solo really didn't say anything too much. He basically is just complaining about Jacob Fatu and how Jacob Fatu took out the rest of the MFT members last week, and now he's mad, and he just says that Jacob is basically a dead man. So then the Usos come out and once again tries to say that, we're all in this together. We all have beef with Jacob. But he put his hands on Roman Reigns, the OTC, our tribal chief, yabba, 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 yabba. And I feel like the Usos were trying to recruit Solo to them for Roman Reigns, and Solo was like, no. And as Solo tried to walk away, he gave a nod to Tyler, and Tyler took out the Usos, once again cleaning house. And basically Tyler was like, I'm not following anybody, and I don't care about Jacob. He's gonna get what he deserves. So that was that for them. Then we get Cody Rhodes and Sami Zayn, and Sami Zayn literally is whining to Cody Rhodes, and it's like, I didn't mean to call you Golden Boy. I meant to use that as a good thing, not a negative. And me and you are like the only last dying breed of good guys, and we're kind of the same. And Cody's like, no, we're not the same. And then Cody walks out of Sami's face. So that was that. So guys, the next match of the night, we had Cody Rhodes versus Ricky Saints, and it was a good match. I'm definitely gonna give it a good 7. I was entertained by it, because like I said in a couple other episodes, I really do not watch NXT, so this is Ricky Saints' debut on Smackdown, but all in all, it was a great match between them two, great back and forth, and it was just a great debut match for Ricky Saints, but it didn't go his way. Cody Rhodes won the match, and at the end of the match, Gunther comes out and it puts Cody in a chokehold, but I thought that Gunther was having a thing with Steph. So is he going for Steph, or he's going for Cody? Y'all just having Gunther just pop up anywhere now? I don't know if TKO WWE is trying to make Gunther just this next big man, but I don't know. We are just in a time where they just make things confusing. And Gunther does pick up Cody's belt and looks at it, so I guess Gunther is trying to say that he wants Cody's championship. So y'all, for the next segment, we have a Danhausen segment, and he first comes to the ring and throws the fans free t-shirts. And then the Miz come out, and the Miz is like, you know what, Danhausen, I'm tired of the curse. You cursed me, and I'm basically ready for a change. And he's like, you know what, I will be your mentor. And then Kit Wilson comes out, is like, no, you would be my mentor. And he just goes on this crying rage. He said, wait a minute, I have a poem for you. He never says the poem. And basically Miz is like, well, you are not even on the level that you're supposed to be, like Danhausen. Danhausen can just for all the fans, yada yada yada. And basically Miz tries to shake Danhausen's hand, but Kit kept bringing it up. So then Kit sticks out his hand for the Miz to shake, but the Miz ended up shaking Danhausen's hand, but it ended up just being a fake, and both just jumps Danhausen. So that was the end of that segment with them. So y'all, we get a quick little match between World Keys and Angel, and I'm just gonna skip over this. Royce Keys won. That's it. So then we get a quick little segment with Tiffany Stratton and Kathy. It's like, congratulations on you beating Julia last week for the Women's United States Championship. And do you have your eyes set on anyone that you want to go against the championship? And then Chelsea Green rolls up in her wheelchair, but come surprise, Chelsea Green is now walking and standing. And Chelsea's like, you know what, I wouldn't mind becoming a 4-time Women's United States champion. And then Julia comes and with Kiana James, and they both all come out and say, they want the shot. And Tiffany was like, you know what, I have all the women in the locker room to think about. But since you're here, I'm going to choose Kiana James next week for the Women's United States Championship. So next week we have that looking forward to for that. But we already know that Tiffany is going to retain that championship, so we're not even going to be too happy for this one. And yeah, that was it for that segment. So y'all, we get a quick little segment with Royce Keys and Jacob Fatu, and basically Jacob and Royce Keys are basically having a flashback with each other, saying how they used to be on the road with each other and used to have long hours of working at a warehouse and driving. And basically Royce is telling Jacob, hey, I got you back no matter what, and don't let the Usos and Roman take food off your table. And then Tyler and Solo comes, jump them, and beats the both of them. And that was it for that segment. I'm gonna gloss over this one too because I don't think we needed that. But anyway, so y'all, I'm gonna gloss over this segment too. We had Sami Zayn, him going off about a gingerbread man, and he's mad that the fans are just not liking him right now. And then he proceeds to kick the gingerbread statue and the family jewels and just beat up the statued gingerbread man. And then Trick William comes out and throws a couple hits on Sami, and then Sami runs away. That's it with that one too. So y'all, it was a little segment with Trick Williams, and he basically says that, Sami Zayn took out Little Yachty, and Sami Zayn took out the gingerbread man, and the gingerbread got took into the medical room to get evaluated. And come to find out, the gingerbread man is no more after being dismembered by Sami. And now Trick is like, Sami Zayn, me and you at Backlash for the championship. So yeah, the gingerbread man has been KO'd by Sami. I'm surprised they even did this, but that gives Trick even more reason to go after Sami. So I guess we'll see at Backlash how this is gonna turn out. I think Little Yachty is gonna come back and do something to Sami, and they're gonna do something with the gingerbread man. You know what? Yachty is gonna be in the gingerbread outfit next when he comes back for Backlash. He's gonna do this. That sounds like something he would. So y'all, the next match of the night, we had Brie Bella and Paige versus Nia Jax and Lash Legend, and this match was not good to me. I'm not gonna lie. I really did not care for this match. I don't know why they needed this match, but it really wasn't for me. Paige and Brie Bella ended up retaining their championships due to the fact that Paige caused a distraction to Nia, and Brie just rolled up Nia, and that was the match. It really was nothing too exciting. That made me very disappointed in this match because I thought we were going to get just a little bit more, but we did not. And so after the match was over, they show a little memorial slide about the gingerbread man, and the gingerbread man is going to have her funeral next Friday. They're going to seriously give this thing a whole memorial about a gingerbread man. I honestly, I cannot wait for this to happen on Friday. I know this is going to be funny. I know Trick is probably going to wail. He's going to do the most. If you know Black people funerals, we do the absolute most at a funeral. I have never seen it in my life. We do the most. I cannot wait for this to happen. So then we see Sami going to GM Nick Aldis, getting a match for Trick, which we already knew that was going to happen. So that was that. And then Danhausen ended up coming to Nick Aldis, and Nick Aldis is like, you know what? You want a match with Miz? I'll give you a match with Miz at Backlash. Him and Kit Wilson versus you, and then you gotta find a partner. So Danhausen's gonna find a partner. I don't know who that's gonna be. I don't even have a clue. I can't even think who even will be with Danhausen. So y'all, the last match of the night, we had the Usos versus Solo Sikoa and Tyler Tonga. And this match was actually a good match. It was great back and forth between both of them. I think this is a great start for the new story they're having right now against all the Samoan men in the family. And yeah, so all in all, it was going great. The match was going fine until Jacob Fatu came out and hit Tyler Tonga, which caused the match for the Usos, and Solo and Tonga won the match due to disqualification. Basically beats up Tyler and tries to beat up Solo. He got a little bit on Solo, but Solo ended up running away, and that was it for that. So that was the end of the show. This show, it was okay. I said in the beginning I didn't think it was gonna be too exciting, which I'm kind of still on that same path. I mean, you had good little here and there moments that actually made me chuckle. I don't think the only thing that really made me chuckle was the whole gingerbread, that the fact that we're gonna have a funeral for a gingerbread man next week. And I think the best match of the night, honestly, was actually between Cody and Ricky, and this match with the Usos and some of the MFT members. I think those were probably the best match of the night, to my opinion. I really hope next week will be a little bit better. But I hope y'all enjoy the show. Thank you for listening. Thank you for supporting people who like the video, comment on the videos. I appreciate every single one of them. And I would love to hear y'all's opinions or anything you have about the shows or anything, so we can communicate and be a big old community. No biasy in the community. But once again, I want to thank you, and I want y'all to be blessed, love one another, and mental health matters.